Okay, today we are going to talk about Cisco CCNA course. Okay, what is Cisco? Cisco is a networking company. What is networking? Okay, those things we don't know right now, but we will talk about after some time. Okay, we are going to talk about what is networking. Okay, first thing, the early times people developed what is called a computer. Okay, computer were the first thing that came in. Okay, then they had to run the computer. They had what is called power cards. Power cards. They use the power cards to connect to the electrical circuitry, and then after that, from then electricity was derived, and then it was converted into battery power storage, and then after that it was converted into low voltage kind of thing. Then it was once the voltage was very low, it was the voltage was split into about different sections of groups, and that voltage, low voltage, extreme low voltage, was used by for running the extreme low crystals at high speed. Okay, extreme low crystals at high speed. So when you have an electrical power card connected to a computer, there is about 220 volts is the more voltage supply that's coming in. Okay, and it's got some amperage. Then after that, that cable goes and connects into your computer, and there is called what is called an SMB. SMB is a kind of like something which changes that kind of electricity, high voltage electricity, into a low voltage electricity or to a rechargeable battery. It goes directly to a rechargeable battery. So previously there was direct connection, so you can directly get the high power voltage turned into a low voltage and then use it. Okay, but later they discovered wanted to use a battery, and then they use it. Okay, so first thing, whenever you start the computer, it will run charge the battery, plus it will just go uh, uh, convert the whole thing into a low voltage, and once it's converted into a low voltage, then this low voltage is split into different things. Okay, say you have 220 volts. Okay, then it is dropped down to, for say, about 3 volts or 5 volts or 1 volt or something like that. Okay, so this dropping down into different voltages, okay, that is what the computer will use, this, the lowest value of voltage, because and most of it is kind of DC. Okay, so first thing is, from the AC it is converted to a DC voltage. Then from the DC voltage it is kind of split into lower voltage, lower amperage and other things, and it is split into a group of it is called a jump out box. Okay, it's called a jumper box. Jumper box will have that kind of voltage lines, like 5 volts, 3 volts, 2 volts, 1 volt, and things like that. Okay, that's called the jumper box. From the jumper box, it goes to different sections of the motherboard. Motherboard is something like where you have the circuitry and other things, the computer chip and other things. Okay, for a cell phone, the motherboard is actually the board which is there inside the cell phone. Okay, that's what the real thing. So when you connect a USB connect or a USB connector, or like the power connector that you connect to this thing, those are all dropped down to almost like 2 volts or 5 volts, or less than 5 volts, or zero point 0.5 volts or something like that. Okay, so that basic USB thing which you connect to your computer has got about 12 wires or 13 wires. Okay, 12 wires or something like that. Okay, so I don't know the exact number, but about 12 wires. That is called the USB, or what you call as the Apple cable or something like that, U234 cable and other things. Okay, so that goes in and gives you a correct steady supply of that point 0.5 volts or something like that on different lines. Okay, these lines are used. Each bit, or like that line carries about 1 volt, 0.5 volts, and some of them are synchronous and some of them are asynchronous and things like that. Okay, so when you give the power supply, it comes as a kind of low voltage drop, and from the low voltage drop it comes around like 0.5 volts or something like that, and that 0.5 volts there is a battery inside your car, inside your cell phone, and that cell phone gets charged with that kind of low voltage. Okay, sometimes once you connect, it just does a signaling and it pulls up the voltage and fills up the battery very fast. Okay, so from the battery there is what is called small lines coming out. Okay, inside the cell phone, if you open your cell phone, there will be about 12 buses going on different directions. From the battery there will be about two outlets, mostly one or two outlets. From the outlet, it has got about 8 or 15, 15 different lines. Each 15 different lines has got some kind of voltage in it. Okay, from the voltage, it goes to one of the thing goes to what is called a crystal crystal that is called the crystals are used in mostly for generating clocks. Okay, what is a clock means a set of up and down. Okay, so when you have 350 megahertz, what does it mean? It's got about flips around 10 million flips a second. Okay, that is what a megahertz, gigahertz and other things. 2.5 gigahertz, which means it does a flipping of almost like 10 million flips or 20 million flips a second. Within that, that is the rate of calculation, that is the maximum calculation you can do for a cell phone. So 2.13 megahertz is split into different things. So first it goes to the clock, and from the clock it goes to the processor. The processor itself has got clock, and some of the devices also have different kinds of clocks. Okay, why they need different kinds of clocks is, but they will be synchronous in the sense like the devices synchronize with those kind of clocks. One will be running at 500 megahertz, one will be running at 200 megahertz, some will be running at 10 megahertz. Why we need different clocks is because we want to use the different kinds of I/O. I/O is what? Input output. Input output means one is your cell phone has to connect to your internet. Okay, cell phone has to connect to your Wi-Fi. Then cell phone has to connect to your like the tower. Cell phone has to connect. So each has got different voltage level, different kind of thing. But I'm not going into the complete detail right now. But to a certain level, you have to know all these things. This is a whole cluster of things going on inside your particular cell phone or your computer and things like that. Now we are coming into what is called networking. What is the networking? Say you have your cell phone. Okay, you have another cell phone. Okay, you want to connect these two devices. Okay, how do you connect? I told you already. These things are the low voltage thing which goes into the clock will generate what is called a Wi-Fi signal. Okay, signal. What is Wi-Fi signal? It goes in the air. Okay, it goes in the air. Some of them needs cabling. Okay, cabling that the USB cabling that you use. You can connect two USB cabling to a particular one cell phone to another cell phone, and then you can use it. Or you can have an intermediate thing that is called a USB direct connect, or sometimes you have an intermediate connect which is called a hub means it will directly connect to the next cell phone. Okay, so there is just a kind of cabling, that's all. Mostly it's a kind of like switching means you can connect 10 cell phones to a particular hub. Okay, each of those 10 hubs are just connected to what is called a local area network. So there is no much of things. Okay, in local area network you don't have to do a domain service and all the other things. Okay, it just uses what is called an IP address, device address. Okay, that is called a hardware device address. Hardware device address is just nothing but the cable through which or the port through which something comes in and something goes out. Okay, it can be synchronous or asynchronous. Okay, there are two kinds of ports, synchronous, asynchronous, and both also mixed, synchronous and asynchronous, because part of it is used as a part of the bus is used. Bus means a group of wires. Okay, part of the wires is used as sending synchronous signals, and part of the wires might be used as sending asynchronous signals. So you can do data transfer on both the things sometimes. Okay, synchronous or asynchronous and things like that. So you don't have to go into the complete details of how those things work. But right now that kind of specifications where you have a bus and connect to another device is called what is called a physical layer. Those are called specifications. Specification means how you use the thing. That is called what is called a protocol. What is the protocol? What is the protocol? Say I say something and you say something, then I have to listen to what you are saying and give you the answer. And there is a monologue. If it is a monologue, it goes on forever. But if it is a dialogue, then it means that he has to listen to the other person has to listen to this person, like that. Okay, that is called a protocol. Protocol means what is the way or agreed rules of communication. Agreed rules of communication is called a protocol. Protocol specifically to network. Okay, so network communication in the physical layer is called a physical layer network protocol. Okay, physical layer network protocol, which essentially means how the cabling should be done, how many different wires has to go, what is the size of the wire and things like that. Those are all specifications for physical layer. Then we come into what is called a data link layer. Now we go into CCNA course and we'll see what happens. Now I have started with an application right now, Cisco CCNA course. Okay, what is Cisco? Cisco, I told you already, it's a networking company which develops all these kind of devices. I told you, the physical layer devices, the physical data link layer devices, network layer. There are about 7 layers in the network model. Okay, all these things mostly are developed by Cisco systems. Okay, not all up to 7 layers are developed, but up to layer 4 or layer 5 is mostly developed by Cisco computer. So we are going to talk about only the Cisco CCNA course. Okay, now I have installed it. I am just going to open it. Now it is open. Okay, now this is what the teaching course is like. Okay, introduction to basic networking. So basic networking is how things connect to two different things. Okay, how one cell phone connects to another cell phone, or how one computer connects to another computer. This is called networking. Okay, introduction to basic networking. First we see computer explained. Computer network explained. What is a computer network? What is a computer network? Okay, a computer network is a telecommunication network to enable sharing of resources and information. So basically a network which is where you share data or information and other things is called a network. It's called a network. Okay, data network. When you browse internet, you are actually sharing all the things. Okay, so now we see the computer here. Now we have some kind of box in this thing, and then you go into another cloud like thing, and then you go to the next destination computer. If your computer is like this and you have a direct small kind of things right in the middle, and then you connect to another computer, then it is called a switch. Okay, switch means it's just going to take from one side and give it to the other side. From that side it is going to take and give it to this side, and so your communication is finished. So switch is the basic type of what a network communication device. Okay, computer is also involved in the network communication device. Those are hardware specifications which we don't want to know right now. Okay, well, HTTP, DNS. DNS, what is DNS? DNS is domain name service. Okay, now how many things are connected on this network? 3 things are connected onto this network. So each one has to given a name, and it has to be given a domain. Domain means things which are not going further away but within a specific area that is called a domain. So domain is a group of computers where it is connected to the internet, and it has got a specific IP address, or specific group IP address, then it is called a domain. Domains are mostly used for group IP address. A specific group of IP address is called a domain. Okay, now for connecting these 3 devices, one, the intermediate is called a switch. This side is a computer, that side is a computer. So you have to give an IP address to one of the computer, then you have to give the IP address to the middle one, then you have to give an IP address to the end one. Sometimes you don't have to give the IP address because it depends on the hardware specifications. If it is a direct switch, it will just switch. It will just use what is called a MAC address. MAC address is media access control. First thing you have to know, what is media access control. Media access control means media. A media is any chemical wire or wireless device or anything like that. Any spectrum, or Wi-Fi spectrum, this spectrum, that spectrum. Those are called media access device. So how to access that particular media, how to use it. So mostly for wireless things, you got what is called you access the media, and what is called DFT. Okay, so what is a DFT? It's a kind of like converting your analog. Like what I am speaking is an analog. Okay, it's that is an analog wave. So what first thing it will do is the DSP chip will first convert the analog signals into a digital signal and then send it across the network. And there, what if you convert the things, then if there is not a direct connect, it is called an overlay. So they use what is called an overlay. It's like your spectrum, when you use the cell phone spectrum, it is using an overlay of the things and then using it on the other side. That is why it is called a digital overlay. So we are not going to do how a physical layer works, how a digital layer works, how the links work, how the cables work and other things. This is just an introduction, so you don't have to know much. You don't have to know all the things which is there inside a computer network. Okay, so this is the physical layer. So what are the 7 layers? This is the things that they ask. Okay, so you are going back. Okay, now we go back. Okay, now that is the introduction. Computer, what is the computer network? Explain. Now what is the OSI reference module? What is OSI? Open Systems Interconnection. Systems are there openly, how we connect into so it is a kind of modeling. It's a kind of modeling. Modeling means architecture or something like that. Okay, it's kind of OS architecture where things are how the model should work. Model is just the way. Okay, it is a kind of like architecture or a way or something like that. OSI is a set of specifications that's given by Open System Interconnection. Systems are interconnected openly. Openly, you just connect all the systems. It is run by International Organization for Standards, ISO, International Standards Organization for Standards. Okay, International Organizations for Standards. Okay, international, or you can say International Standards Organization. Okay, either one of the acronym you can use. What is an acronym? Acronym is like when you have a full thing like Open System Interconnect, you take the first word OSI. Okay, so that immediately they use it as OSI. Immediately they say the OSI model. Then it means that it is an acronym. Acronym is this. It is the first letter that is taken out and then used as a kind of conjunctive and added up and things like that, and then it is given a name. So OSI, ISO, and all those things are technical terms which is used for. So OSI is used for a technical term, Open System Interconnect. It's an abbreviation. You can say abbreviation instead of saying acronym or so. It is called an abbreviation. Abbreviation is a short form. A short form of explaining things. Okay, that is called an abbreviation. Okay, OSI model has 7-layer hierarchy. I told you. So to explain a network, how we need all the 7 layers physical. Okay, to explain a particular network, how network things will work, what are the different things within a network and things like that. So you need about 7 layers to explain all the things. Okay, so first is physical layer, then you have data link layer, then you have network layer, then you have transport layer, then you have session layer, then you have presentation layer, then you have an application layer. So these are all layered modeling. Layered modeling is one lies on top of the other, one lays top of the other, top of the other, top of the other, like that. Okay, so they are called layered modeling. Each one has got certain specifications. Those are called what is called a protocol. So physical layer has got a set of protocols. Data link layer has a set of protocols. Network layer has a set of protocols. Transport layer has a set of protocols. Session layer has a set of protocols. Presentation and application. Each one of them has a different kinds of protocols. Okay, now we are going into physical layer. What is a protocol? I told you how to communicate, how to use a particular thing is called a physical layer, or what are the specifications, how to handle the thing and things like that. Okay, now we are going into physical layer. We don't want to go into physical layer and other things. Let's see what is the modern mean basically. Physical means anything like wired or wireless through which communication is made. You can use electron to send some signals to another thing, and that is called a physical layer. Okay, when you take all these things and group them into a packet, okay, or a frame, or so packet, you cannot use a packet, or you can use a frame. When it reaches from one end of the line to the other end, then it is called a data packet or a data link. Okay, in a synchronous bus, say you send 8 bits from one side to another side. Okay, the synchronous bus has got about 8 lines, and these 8 lines carry one bits of information, and it goes to the other side, and that 8 bits is taken up, and then each 8 bit is arranged in the memory in a specific format. Synchronous bus you are using, that is the physical layer. Now data link is that 8 bit is taken out by signals by, like I told you already, the clock is running. So using the clock, for every second that 8 bit is read, and then it is taken and put it in a memory, one after the other sequence, and then transported into what is called a frame. Okay, so that how they arrange the bits, and how the 8 bits is taken for every 1 millionth of a second and put in the memory, 1 millionth of a second the next is read and then put in the memory, and they are arranged sequentially. That is why they have data rates up to gigahertz data rate, which that's why you are able to do megahertz transfer, data transfer 1 megahertz, data transfer 2 megahertz, data transfer. Those are all data link layer things. Okay, now we are going into what is called network layer. Network, I told data link is just how a frame is formatted. I told you already, from the line, when signals come in, from the signals, you group those signals, or say either synchronous signal means you take group of signals and then put it in one buffer. The next 1 second you just put the next buffer, and 1 millionth of a second you put the read the clock and then put. So the agreement is there. So you read the signals for 1 millionth of a second on one side, 1 millionth of a second on the other side, and then take the whatever bit format is. Bit is, like I told you already, when it is high it means a 1, and if it is low it is means a 0. Okay, so that is what the standards agreement is. Okay, 0 or 1. Bit means a 0 or a 1. Okay, there are other kinds of things like triple state bits, that is a quantum state and other things. Okay, those things you don't have to know right now, but a bit means 0 and 1, that you have to know. Okay, a high voltage or a low voltage on a line. Okay, or it means that the clock is running, the clock is pulling the signal up or the signal down. So when you see the signal up, then you can take it as a 1 on the other side, and if a signal is low, then, or sometimes it might be the inverse. Okay, a low signal might increase high the thing, or they can use a reverse signal low voltage to a 0. Okay, if it is 0 means it is 1, and if it is a pull down signal means if it is a 1, and 0 means it's a 0. Okay, so like that. Okay, so the signalings are all different. Okay, data link layer protocols, they have different kinds of signaling which you don't want to know right now, but you know what is a data link layer. Now, a complete frame where it's sent from one side of a computer to another side of a computer, or from one data link to a router or to a hub or something like that. One frame is completely sent from one side to another side. Then it will be how much time it will take to get one frame. One frame depends on the bit rate, baud rate, and other things. Right? Those are all called bit rates, baud rate. Synchronous bus has got a different bit rate. So 8 bits is transferred for 1 second. Within a 1 millionth of a second, 8 bits is transferred. So that 8 bits is put in a buffer, and if you calculate the whole thing, the data transfer rate will be about 1 megabits per second. 1 gigabits per second, 1 megabits per second, like that. 1 megabits means you will have 1 megabytes of data, 1 megabits of frame data per second. Okay, now instead of they have data link, they cannot take 1 full megabyte of data within a second, but what they do is make it as chunks. Chunks means small groups. They subdivide it. Okay, instead of 1 megabits, they make it as 24 bits, 48 bits, 64 bits, or 128 frame sequence, or 256 frame sequence. So once they put it as 250 buffer sequence, then it is called a frame. Now how we will put all these things and make it to a network. Okay, network is the kind of thing which is the middle layer. Okay, this is the basic layer where you have those frames are aligned and put it in a proper format, and a complete data gram is sent. Okay, say you type a character like A in one end. Okay, that type, the A character goes to the computer, it goes into the data link layer. There it gets physically converted into data bits, and then from that it goes into the physical layer. There it is goes as ones and zeros on the other end, and from the ones and zeros on the other side of the data link layer takes out all the zeros and ones from the other side from the synchronous bus, and then puts it in the memory, and then frames it into a frame, and then from frame it does some kind of checksum error some and other things. Then it puts it into what is called a frame. That frame is called data link. That is done by the data link layers between the two computers. And once it comes to the network layer, it comes at a complete character. Like you typed a A on one side, to the other side you get a A. Then it is called network layer. Thing is complete. Okay. Now transport, that is one side to another side. Okay. Transport is a kind of like one computer to another computer totally. Okay. There can be any number of intermediate things. Intermediate things are what is called the network layer. Okay. Their network layer will have all the intermediate things. Mind you, if you are typing a computer from a computer to another computer A, then A might be lost in network. Okay. But to make it reliable and it is coming on to the other side, that is what is the characteristics of transport service. Okay, network doesn't guarantee that data will be transferred to the other side. Okay, it just says that the transfer is complete, that's all. Data has gone through from one side to another side, that's all it is there. But end to end, okay, from one computer to another computer, using a router, using a hub, using a network from here to Japan, if you want to search from Korea, or if you want to go to United States, or you want to go to India, or you want to go to Korea or something like that, then one bit if you want to transfer, it goes through so many different number of wires, your satellite and other things. One type, you just typing an A, which goes through so much of network things, and it reaches. But one thing, it is very fast. That's why you don't see the difference. Okay, when somebody is delivering a network speech like Obama is giving, or Trump is giving, or James Cook is giving, or somebody is giving a lecture or something like that, it is actually transmitting from one end of the planet to the other side of the planet, and that reliable thing of delivering the complete phase to another side is done by what is called a transport. Transport means transporting from one side to another side. Like if you have a bus, okay, you loaded the bus with people, and you completely took the people, and the bus dropped some people in one of the bus stations. From the bus station you take another bus, and then you go finally to your home. Then that is called transport. Transport says complete this thing. Okay, network is a kind of routing. I told you network is kind of roadways. Transport is a kind of bus which takes you completely to the other side. Session. What is the session? Session means a complete dialogue. Dialogue is you send A, and that guy says, hey, you send A, how are you? Okay, that is done by transport service. Okay, hey, how are you? And that guy replies, hey, I am okay. Okay, so that is called a session. Session means one side asking something, and the other side giving a, like an FTP. Okay, file transfer. Hey, you say that, okay, hey, file, I am sending this file. Okay, now for sending this file, there is a specific kind of protocol. Session layer protocol will do it. You send the file, and from that side the file is received, and he says, oh, I have received the file, and now the file transfer is complete. That session, that is called the session. Okay, the complete transaction, or a meeting, or a webcast meeting, or things like that is called session. Presentation is how you present the things. Okay, now what, like, if it is complete means how can you say it is complete? So what you have to do is you have to put it on the screen, or you have to say it in a voice format or something like that. That is called presentation. Or it has to give a graphics thing, or an up and down, or a ring a bell, or something like that. Those kind of all things by presentation. Application is finally when you see finally on your screen. Okay, you touch the screen, immediately Obama comes in, or Trump comes in, or some other people come in, on YouTube. Immediately you know that, okay, from one end to the another end you have completed the session, and then that face is visible on the thing. That is done by application. So now we know basically 7-layer OSI model, what are the things. Now what is it? Now you have to get all the definitions right. Okay, physical defines how to move bits from one device to another. It deals with physical characteristics of the transmission medium. We have a medium and physical characteristics, like what the medium is, like whether it is whether it's copper cable, gold cable, or things like that. So that is called transmission cable, or it is a Wi-Fi. This thing, know how it is connected, how many 8 wires should be used, 10 wires should be used, 12 wires should be, how the signal should be on this. Those are called physical. Okay, data link I told you already, it's a kind of a header. So it has got what it's called a frame. Frame means a group of bits from reaching from one end of the one side of a computer to a router or a hub or intermediate device. Intermediate can be intermediate also. That is called a data link layer. And since combines packets into bytes, bytes means group of bits. Okay, bytes means 8-bit packet, 12-bit packet. One frame, complete frame is about 256 bytes. If you take 256 bytes, it's called a frame. Okay, trailer contains frame check sequence. Those kind of things for check sequence. Check sequence is like the bit can be errored. So those kind of for error sequence and sequence means I send the things first here, now put the full thing in a frame, and those kind of control things and other things. So it has got data link has got two layers. One is a logical link control and media access. Media access control is like how to access the media, that physical thing, physical layer, how you access it. Okay, that is like whether you access as an 8-bit wire or a 2-bit wire or 8-bit wire, 4-bit wire, and things like that. That's called media access control. Logical link control is how you control the entire data from one side to another side, and how you do a flow control and other things. Okay, that is called a data link layer. And one full frame sequence is sent from one side to another side. How, whether you have to use a synchronous data transfer, and how those bits are buffered and things like that. Those kind of media access and logical link control. Network layer, I told you already that you have to have an addressing. Okay, mostly it works with network layer is what is called it more basically gives you an address. Address means a physical layer plus a logical port. Okay, that is called a network layer. Okay, network layer means it has got two things. One is an IP address. IP address is called a logical port, logical device name, and that port which we said it's called a network layer port. Okay, so like HTTP protocol is running over two logical numbers. They are not physical devices. MAC address is where media access control. Those kind of things come under data link layer and physical layer. MAC layer comes under data link. Okay, MAC layer means physical number. Okay, a device when you see a number that is called a MIC or something like that, it will be written MIC or something like that. That is called MAC address. That is the physical layer number. Okay, that has got nothing to do with IP addressing. IP addressing starts from network. Okay, it is a logical address, not a physical address. That you have to understand. It is not a physical address at all. It is a logical address. So you can assign any number. You can change it, do whatever you want. But media access control devices mostly you cannot change, because that is specific to particular group of wire, the bus how it works. So it has got a specific address to it, a particular port or something like that. Okay, that is called a physical layer. Network layer, there are two things which is provided by the network layer. One is IP addressing, one is subnet masking, then another one is called a port number. Okay, port number is usually used for giving it to the higher layer. Higher layer is what? The transport. Okay, the physical layer, the MAC layer, not the physical or MAC layer address, but the logical address, IP address plus the port number is what is sent to the transport. Okay, IP address alone works in network layer. IP alone address how to route and things like that, how to, from which device to send to which device, and finally when it reaches to the other end from the computer, which port you have to take, that port is given by the what is it. So you have to do first IP addressing plus the port number, logical port number on which it comes, and that is why it is done by network layer. And it has got transport. Transport layer is how from one end to it is reliably transmitted. So that is called transport. Those things are not. If you don't check, if you want to know the complete details of transport layer, then you can. There are protocols like TCP, UDP, IP protocols, all these things work. Okay, in the network layer, most of the things are there. Okay, UDP, IDP, TCP, FTP, or not FTP, but other kinds of protocols like ISIS, OSPF, BGP. BGP is broad and gateway protocol. ISIS means the intermediate system to the intermediate system. Okay, those kind of protocol. OSPF is Open Shortest Path First Protocol, and Spanning Tree Protocol. That is another SPF. Another thing. Those are all network layer protocols. They all work in network layer. TCP, UDP, and other things. They work in transport layer protocol. The things which work in layer 2 are called media access protocol. MAC layer 1 protocol, logical link protocol, those are all what are MAC layer MCI 1, MCI 2, and LLC 1, LLC 2, those kind of things. Those are all SLP or things like that. Those are all logical link protocols. Okay, logical link and media access protocol. Now network protocols, I told you, that is ISIS, OSPF, BGP, interior gateway, exterior gateway protocol, border gateway protocol. Those are all running in network layer. Now transport layer, you TCP, UDP, CSCP, and things like that. Okay, that is called transport layer. Like video streaming, VSP, and things like that. Those are transport layer. Session layer protocols, or I told you, some session layer protocols are available, like FTP. FTP full kind of session layer, like what you have, IM, instant messaging. Okay, that is the session layer protocol. IMI, instant messaging and other things, like what you say, like WhatsApp and other things. Those WhatsApp call instant messaging. Those things work on session layer. Presentation layer is like how we have the screen, that graphics thing, and you see the person on one end to another end. You know that how it is. If you type in something, it goes to the. That is called a presentation layer. And when the protocols in session layer and presentation layer, so it is called XView. XView is the presentation protocol, and what is the other one? XView is one kind of presentation protocol. Then the XView is like a graphics kind of thing. Okay, it will present the things in you have a complete colored graphics, like right now what you are seeing in the screen. It is done by XView. It's a kind of presentation that is given. Okay, that's called presentation protocol. Presentation protocol tells you how the border should be, what coloring should be, where the date should be, where this thing. So the presentation protocol gives all the GUI. It is called a graphical user interface. Okay, presentation mostly works on graphical user interface, or voice user interface, and then you have image processing interface, IMI, and things like that. Those are all done by presentation. Application is the final thing when you get see things. Okay, now session layer, you saw things like SSL. SSL, secure socket layering. Secured socket layering. Okay, that is called it's a kind of security protocol that runs. NetBIOS is one. Those are all systems. Presentation is MIME. I told you already. The MIME, XView, and things like that. Those are all presentation. Application is like HTTP, Telnet, FTP. FTP is file transfer. When you take a file from one side to another side and you transfer the whole thing, that's called the FTP protocol. Now physical is one of the things that protocol is Ethernet, 802.1, then token ring, then other things. Those are all physical. Those protocols are all physicals. Data link as a PPP, HDLC, Ethernet, TRT, and those things are all data link. Network layer is IP, ICMP, ICAP, and other things. Okay, those are all network layer protocols. TCP, IGP, interior gateway, modern gateway, and those are all network protocols. Transport layer, TCP, UDP, TTP, and STP, and things like that. Those are all transport layer. Session layer protocol, SSL layer, NetBIOS, and other things. Okay, XView, session, IME is, I told you, POP, post office protocol. Those are all work under session layer protocol. Session layer protocol. Even network, there's another one called POP, IMAP, and other things. They are all coming under session layer protocol. Presentation protocol, I told you already, XView and things like that. Those MIME, DPR, and things like that. Those are called presentation. Application is HTTP, Telnet, FTP, and other things. Okay. For now, this is okay. So now we go back. So now you know what are the things, how it is things, and each one has got a specific thing. I told you the 7 layers, and each thing is a data encapsulation. When it goes into data encapsulation, First we saw the reference model. From the reference model, he is going into description of each one of those layers. Okay, now this is the data link layer. What is a frame? What is a packet? What is a segment? What is a frame? What is a packet? What is a segment? And how it is arranged, like data link, IP, TCP, data, and data link. So when you have a data link header, there will be a trailer. There are two things. One is a header, and another one is trailer. Within the thing is there are three things that is embedded. One is the actual data plus other layer protocols like TCP, IP, and other things. Okay, data link has got how many things, like even session layer, application layer things are there, but those come under data itself. So we are not putting all the things, but up to socket level we are putting. So this data will have IP address. TCP will have the port number. Oh no, IP will have the IP address. The logical link address will be in the IP segment, and TCP will have the socket number, and data will be the where the data will, what kind of data will come in. Okay, that is the data link. Data link header and data link trailer will have the data within the data. IP address will be there and the port number will be there. Logical, because those are all logical ones. To manipulate the things, that is why they put the IP address and TCP. Without that logical to address, IP address and port number, you cannot manipulate the things. The data cannot be manipulated. That is why they are putting the IP and TCP embedded right in the front, so that they can do fast management. Because routing, switching and other things work in this IP and TCP layer only to find the right protocol. They are logical address, so they can easily go through the network. Data is independent of these three things. They can be transported to any physical layer, any this thing. So their data is independent. So IP address is the logical things which gives you to transport, how to transport the things. So IP port, IP address and IP port will be used for frame, packet, segment and declare. Okay. For now, we saw the encapsulation on the data link layer. Now, data encapsulation OSI model. So this is the something like that. Header L1, header 2, header 3, and things like that. And data will be put, and it will be sequenced and sent to the others. These are called PDUs and other things. Okay, you don't have to. And how it is encapsulation? Encapsulation is an OS. Encapsulation is like putting a data, the logical addresses within a particular header and a trailer is called an encapsulation. That's all. That is how it is encapsulated. That is the kind of data encapsulation OSI model. Local area network, how a network works. Local area network is kind of like what is a network and things like that. What internet is there, then you have a switch, then you have a hub, then you have a router and things like that. So first on the computer it goes to a switch, if it is big directly goes to the other computer. If it has to go to the other side of the thing, then it goes to the switch. From the switch it goes to a modem or a switch or a modem. The modem is a kind of different kind of thing. The switch is also the same thing, but it has got a different specifications how the things work. Physical layer, data link, how it will work. Okay, this is the switch, and this is the hub or router. This is the router which usually go to the internet. Once you have a router usually goes to the internet. Okay, from the internet there will be another router which will capturing the thing and then sending it onto a particular switch or a hub or something like that, and from the hub it will go into the. So this up to here, IP will be working on this layer, the router layer. This is the router on which IP layer will be working. And the socket layer, I told you the TCP socket number or the port number, that will tell you which link, that is the downward link it goes to. So the data will be transferred here. From the data, it will go to the local computer, which computer it has to go, that is used by port. IP address is just up to the router link plus the switch link. From the switch, how it goes to the computer on a particular port, whether it has to go to the right side, right hand computer or the left hand computer, that is called the port number. Port number is given on 1 and 2, that is called a port number. So now we know how the things work on local area network, works on port number and TCP, it's called a SOHO, data against local area, what is called a SOHO. SOHO means small office, home office, okay, small office or home office, something. That is called a home. LAN, they'll ask you what is LAN. LAN is local area network. They'll ask you what is HO, SOHO, small office and home office, and those kind of things you have to. What is an internet? They'll ask a group of routers, hub, computers, switches, hubs, and other things are connected. That is called an internet. Throughout the globe, it is spread by wires, wire, whether it is wired or wireless or satellites and other things. That is called or a deep space satellite, or from Mars you are connected. Those kind of things are all what is called an internet. Okay, the networks is connected to different parts and devices and other things. That's called a network. Okay, now these are we are teaching you all these things. Local area network. What is an Ethernet? Ethernet frame. What is an Ethernet? Ethernet is a family of standards. It's a kind of like IEEE. It was designed by those guys at IEEE. They wanted to bring up a MAC standard. Okay, so each one has got different MAC standards. MAC and logical link standards. That is called a logical link standards or a MAC standards. How to access a physical layer and how a frame should be sent from one side to another side. That is called an Ethernet. How within a switch or a hub, the kind of specifications, that is called an Institute of Electrical and Electronics Engineering. That is called an 802 dot standard, and the standard defines different Soho environment and other things, local area network and other things. Okay, now that is called how to access those things, the CDMA network and other things. What is an Ethernet? Ethernet is a group of wires following a IEEE standard. That is called an Ethernet. IEEE standard of 802.3 standard with CDMA protocol, channel division multiple access or channel division multiple or random access multiple device access is called an Ethernet. So they will ask you specifically. So Ethernet frame, MAC address. MAC address means I told you media access control address. Media access means the wire, how the wire is accessed, or a Wi-Fi port is addressed, Wi-Fi channel is addressed. That is called a MAC addressing. Okay, that is always hidden with the device. It never comes out at all. Logical address is what is used for. What is the network hub? Hub means a group of devices connected to a particular switch kind of thing, or intermediate thing is called a hub. What is a bridge? Bridge means the things are, it is a direct thing. Network hub means one computer to another computer. It connects an intermediate thing which gives the voltage signaling properly, and you can connect to long distance. It's called a hub. Bridge means a group of devices connected to a particular thing, and you can find out the specific port on which it has to send, and it's sent to all the devices, and so that everything will be listening and then taking out. That is called a bridge. Switch is the kind of thing which will do the bridge thing, but it will do it very fast. That is called a bridge kind of thing. Switching means it will go to switch from one port to another port, and that is called a switch. Different between switch and a bridge. They'll ask you what is a router. Router means IP layer. Okay, immediately it use logical address and port number. That is the router. Okay, collision domain explainer. What is a collision? Collision is when you are sending some signal, and from the other side they are also trying to send signal, and you can't send it on the same thing, there is a collision. So that is called a collision. So they want to say I am saying hi, and he is also saying the same time hi, then you have a hi immediately. Or there is a collision, or instead of provide I say hi, and he waits for some time and then says hi, bye, and then there is no collision. So that is called CSMA, channel multiple access. Okay, it's called a multiple access service. Okay, channel division or CDMA or channel division or channel synchronous multiple access. IEEE is a standard which specifies all the MAC address, how it works and other things. The OS model is, the IEEE has all those things. Now I also tell you what is a TCP IP network protocols. Okay, then subnetting, IP routing, and Cisco. Those are all subnetting, IP routing, Cisco. These are all work on layer 3 modeling. That is, I told you the logical address and the port number. Okay. Now, why we did all this RIP, EG, IRP, and OSPF? They are all working on logical address and port number only. Why we did all these things? In order to develop our robo. Robo, I told you already in the previous lecture. I told you how to develop it. The switching, the neural network which you want to develop is developed by over this kind of switching hub routers, and they use all these protocols to how to do network research work, or how to cluster these networks, OSP networks, RIP networks, EIGRP networks, and how to cluster the network and get an information, or how to do fast processing, network processing, and other things. Though and how intelligent systems are performing, those kind of things. That is why we did CCNA protocol. Now we can exit all the app. They say yes, okay, now we want to know all the details. We can go into the details, which we don't want to do right now. Uh, okay, now we have done all the things. Now we are going back. Okay, now this is what we saw. So that coursework is finished. So most of the things are given to you right now. What is the thing? Now network layer is the one which we are going to use to develop our AI programs. AI programs are written mostly over network layering. How to use the network layering for easy access, how to do a fast access bus manipulation, other things, easy ARP and other protocols, and use it, and how to manipulate the neuron to function over robo. Okay, that is what is that is why we ask you to go through CCNA coursework. The CCNA coursework helps in how to build a robo, how your arms is built, robo arms is built, and what kind of protocols you can use over that, so that you can make a adjustment, and what kind of network transmission, how signals you can transmit. So this gives you a basic idea of how we can build a robo. Robo means it has hand signals, it has leg signal, it has got an eye, it has called speech recognition and all those things. A robo will have so many other things also. Okay, like how we have your brain, then you have body structure, then the part, then you have the nerve control, which does all the changing of the network, how to move your arms and things like that. Those are all done by nerves. So this now things are what is called a router. They basically work as a kind of these protocols. Okay, sometimes it is very fast, sometimes it's very slow, but sometimes it's extremely fast, depending on how fast the memory accesses and things like that. The robots will perform do all the things. Okay, voice processing and other things. For now, this is enough. So we have to go through this Cisco CCNA course, in order to know something about the hub, routers and other things, and how we can use it in a robo and other things. Okay, for now, how a remote robo can be controlled by over the network through another remote control, how two robots can communicate, whether through voice or anything. This is the basic course how they communicate. Okay, so that is why I asked you to go through CCNA. For now, it is okay. Today's lecture is over.